Welcome to 032 Conversations, the podcast where we talk to creatives, see how they live, and how they do their work. I'm your host, Carlo Villarica. Hello. This is part 2 of the Alex Phatboy Lim episode. If you haven't listened to part 1, you can listen to this one, but you're going to miss out a lot of his story if you just dive straight into this one. So if you haven't listened to the first one, hit pause, go back to the episode right before this one. That's going to be part 1 of the Alex Phatboy Lim episode. Yeah, so you can get the full story. And this episode is a treat because he talks about how he fell into managing Urbandub and Urbandub's first gig in Manila. And I'm a fan of Urbandub. When I was abroad, I had a lot of time just sitting in a bus by myself or walking on the streets by myself. And then that band kept me company, man. So this was a treat to hear, and I loved hearing their early beginnings. If this is your first time to listen to 032 Conversations, please subscribe. We're on iTunes, Spotify, anywhere where you can find a podcast. We're there. We come up with new episodes every Tuesday. All right, let's get to it. It's going to be a short intro. Let's get to that interview with Alex Phatboy Lim and how Urbandub started and everything. Let's do it.
Well, let's talk about Urbandub because from my perspective, because I went to college in 2001. When did they start?
2000 was, I think, diha gid sila ginagsugod.
Yeah, so I missed them good when they were
99 man siguro. I think Gabi was already forming that band, 99 pa.
Oh, but wala pa, I guess, wala pa anything. But I missed their beginning. So I caught them na when they were. I went to college in Ateneo with Bea. She's a year younger than me.
Yeah.
So I remember, all of a sudden, I knew that there was a band called Urbandub. Watched them play. I'm like, oh, they're really good because they played so many gigs in our dorm.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, but obviously you were the one managing it.
Yeah,
so they were. I watched them several times play in our dorm. So from my perspective, it seemed like they just came out of nowhere. Now, because I don't know. I
This
don't
was around
know
what
their
year?
story. I went to college 2001, 2, 3, 4, 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2005 up till 2005.
Okay.
So
because we went to Manila around 2002.
Ah, okay, yeah.
So
So
that
there,
time,
that's me. That's me,
Yeah.
and you guys played in Ateneo
Yeah.
quite a bit. So from my perspective, it just exploded. But how did that happen? How did you get connected with Dub?
Urbandub kasi a funny story is, well, it really started with Gabi and I met at the radio station NU107. He was the jock that time. He was I think he was doing the late nights, graveyard shift or something like that. And I was with Mark Tesh because we were Mark Tesh was technically he was my best friend that time because we were always going out in the mall. We were actually our peg. It was me, Mark Tesh, and Ryan Anin, and we had this thing, uso kasi yun before, mall rats,
Oh yeah.
that movie, diba? So everyone was
I was a mall rat.
yeah, so parang ako drop out of college, and I just wanted to, I guess, I don't know, there's a phase where you feel I want to be just in the mall, drink coffee,
Yeah, that's just me.
So
NU107 used to be in Ayala.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, there.
And we were part of I think Martesh and Ryan Anin was part of this show in Kiss FM called I don't know what the show is, but June was part of that. June was
June
there.
Rabin.
June Rabin. And this friend of mine, his name's Jed Honrado. He was Jed the Squid in Kiss. And that's how we met drinking coffee in the mall, Bo's Coffee Club.
Bo's
So
Coffee
new.
Mato, yeah, yeah.
It was
It was by the
sa ubos sa first
wait, the one by the movie theater was
Coffee
Coffee
Dream.
Dream. Yeah.
Oh, yan napag na separation ang sa una sa kami like ang kinsay mo tambay sa Coffee Dream, kinsay mo tambay sa Rose. Napa na yung mga inana. So murag I remember na nagtambay Miss Coffee Dream sometime and then ila-ila na mo si Jed sa Kiss and since sila June. Then that was actually the first stint that we have for radio where they were called the Monkey Boys and I was just there observing. Kay di makay kuma like I wasn't so sure if I could actually do the DJ thing but from there nawa ang Monkey Boys, nawa ang Kiss and NU was still there. NU 107.
Wait, so Kiss used to be in Ayala also?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It was the first, I think.
But not siya,
it was the first radio station I think that was in the mall.
Really?
Like, sila jud to ang murag digital, the first to sila nga digital sila at that time. And it was I think expensive siguro kay to overhead siguro nila was. Diba kay ang digital sa una mahal pa ba?
Yeah.
So but that was I think that was owned or under Johnny Kawa, which was the guy of Local Ground.
Okay.
Like for Y101. So he used to work, so siya mo yung nagkuha na to and June can actually talk about that daghang kay lingaw nga stories adto. But yeah, basically from there, ang NU107, we're looking for like DJs. And I told Mark Tesh, I was going to convince him, Mark, you gotta be part of NU, man. Like, try it ba? Like, try it out lang ba? And, Mark's like at that time, we're like, we don't want to work. We we want to be mall rats, So that was the time na, like, na-convince ako siya. And then there was this person, that time who had this show called Virtual Night Drive. And
in NU.
In NU. And that was my first gig as a program, like maghatag og ideas unsa ang concept sa show ba. And the Virtual Night Drive show was something to do with electronic that time.
So you're part of NU at that point?
As outside go, more on sa show ra.
Yeah,
I was just doing
like you're behind the scenes.
Yeah, so that was and then Mark was the main host.
Okay.
And because of that, nawa ang Virtual Night Drive nga show. It was a cool show because that time, kuan man to momentong time nga ang Virtual Night Drive was promoting technology ba kay liba padong ba to year 2000 ba. So
yeah.
So technology and then techno music, mga inana ba. So motoy experimental nga thing sa NU. So nawala siya si Mark, gikuha siya as a regular DJ na. So when Mark the Spark.
Wait. Sorry, I'll interrupt. Okay. I'm not actually that familiar with how radio stations work. So he wasn't part of the NU107, but he had a show.
Yeah.
So before you could have a show and you just do your show and then you're out.
You're depending like kung click ba siya ba, like seasonal ba. Like it's a concept, you give it. That's what they call the block time show. Naaman na sa mga radio stations karon until now.
Okay.
You can have a concept show, make sure lang mabayran ang time slot na while they're giving that, or na may X-deal sa radio nga. Like you'll do that to bring in new crowd, ano ba? So that was the concept, and then nawa to, then Mark became the Mark the Spark, and he was handling In the Raw that time. So In the Raw was this sort of submission for all the bands. And I was there because I was always hanging out with him. So, like I talk on air from time to time. That's where they coined the name Phatboy Lim.
Oh, yeah?
Why? Because that time, kasi Phatboy Slim was so famous.
Yeah.
Techno. And then, you should have an air name, Lex. And, and then the boss goes like, alam ko na. Like, I know. Phatboy Lim. I was like, okay. And then,
wow, that's stuck.
And then it's just stuck from there. I changed F to PH, and then, wala na. I did my own branding, then the rest is history. So
you embraced it. At least you didn't push back.
Yeah. So, mo na to, like, dito na nagsugod, and then, dito na namo na meet ang mga artists sa Cebu because of that show. Kay In the Roman, dito ang submission before masud sa playlist sa inyo 107. And then, dito na nga na-meet na mo si Gabi, kay appeal siya sa mga jocks. Si Jeros was also part of the NU107.
Really?
No,
okay.
he was a DJ there. I can't remember his name. It's a funny name eh.
Jai's DJ name?
Yeah.
I'll ask him.
Kinsa kay kontra sa Powerpuff Girls nga unggoy?
Oh, I don't know.
Powerpuff Girls, Mojo Jojo?
Maybe.
I think that's ginana yangan or something.
Okay.
Anyway, so mo na to, nagkakuan na dito, nagsige nagstorya, si Gabby was looking daw for a bandmates. I introduced her to my sister.
Okay.
Because I was in wala naman may nagbanda doon nga time, and my sister was playing for a band called Serendipity.
Oh, okay. Really?
Yeah. Like with Anthony, ba murag smooth jazz man na sila sa una.
Murag, they lasted a while.
So Lalay was part of that, and then after that she was looking for a rock band. So ingon ko ka Lalay, sige, introduce ta ka sa akong sister. And Lalay was together with John that time. They were together. So moto na appeal si John, and then the drummer was my friend also, si Jed the Squid, was part of Gabby's band.
Okay.
So it was
Jed used to be a DJ also.
On Kiss.
Diba? Yeah,
she
was
the Jed the Squid.
Okay.
So
I wasn't sure who you were referring to.
Yeah,
okay.
So Jed the Squid for the Monkey Boys and Kiss nawa, pero magsigimig tambay mo na to na kuan na siya na kaila na iba, kasi basically we're all mall rats there.
Yeah.
We were like hanging out at Ayala in the fourth floor ba or something, yeah. So moto, and then it really started when they started jamming at the house. I heard it when they were jamming Come the first time, and that was the first single that was released under Urbandub. But it was really at first Gabby's hard work to really build that group. I was just like a person who was just like there.
Yeah, you just happened to be there.
And then because Lala is my sister, but I had an experience already managing bands that time because I was with Power Spoons. I was already with Smooth Friction, but never took it seriously na I'm gonna manage this band kasi syempre naapamang kay biases kay imo binagisuon or kailaran nimo ano ba. But then eventually Gabby and the guys recorded an album because Jed the Squid had to leave for the US. So ganahan ang storya ra gid adto was ganahan na sa remembrance si Jed the Squid nga na siya remembrance pa nga naka-record siya kanta ko yung lang Gabby. So sila rin nagpagawa sa money nila for that to record. And wala pa 'yung album na. To record ba lang na siya. Wala pa gid na serious ang album ba. But nakagawas lag single, gipagawas karon sa inyo kay syempre nabias Gabby dito na ako. So, di ba? So napagawas na dito nadunggan karon ni Myrene nga taga NU107 Manila, which is the basis of Sandwich now. Dunggan niya like na ay traction gamay, gipatokar sa Manila. Dito na to nagsugod. Na brought good to a new heights ang music sa Urbandub.
Bro, while all this was happening, Urbandub was doing gigs here in Cebu, kanang
gamay ra, like dili kayo dagan.
Really?
So
there really wasn't like a gig.
Yeah. In fact, si Gabby at that time, he was like asking me to put them on gigs. Sad kay like he can get gigs because he's connected with NU, but I had a good relationship with San Miguel Mango that time because I was doing events for them when I was under Neo Ground.
Okay.
Yeah, because diba client mo na mo sila, diba? So
that's why everything's connecting.
So mo na to dito na like we started the whole. Gabby was if you didn't know, Gabby was a PA under my team.
Really?
Yeah, back in the days. That's how I got him. Like he was also trained under the Neo Ground events team. Kidaghan mi sa una mga siguro may kabuok nga marabitog sila usa na sila sa mga PA. So he handled like for example pag nay artist sa Manila like Eraserheads or The Don, siya to ang murag point person nga kuyog nila.
So he was even part of Neo Ground, but like you guys didn't have that music connection yet.
No, not yet. But Gabby was telling me na he wants to put up a band, like I have some songs. But you know how it is, like,
everybody's like that.
I mean, for me, dili pa man ka makaingon nga, grabe lagi niyang gibuhat. At somewhat na that time, because there was really no industry here in Cebu. Like, wala, like, dili, para karon ba nga, kung naimingon sa mo nga, na ako'y music, pwede na ka pwede bitaw ka moingon nga, sige, suwayin tagpaminaw, kay, di ba, makabaw na ka ba nga, it's really accepted now, nga nanay potential for an artist to make songs now ba? Sa una magod kay, kung moingon ka nga, nakay kanta, ano ba, bro? Dili pa kay siya.
Because back then also, not original music, wala pa kayo.
Ano ba? That was the heydays of show bands, magod,
yeah, that's
time.
True.
early 1999 to 2001 to. Kaya numdum ko adto nga show bands were dominant at that time.
So you met Gabby in you reconnected with Gabby in NU. They formed the band.
Yeah. And then the first when Gabby got the word from Myrene that they are given a slot in NU 107's event in Manila, dito na to na himong serious yun.
So this was when 2002 na.
I think it was around that time 2002 siguro to. Kay moto murag muna to like that was the time na I got a call. Gabby was saying na, we should go to Manila kay gitagaan tag slot sa NU. Moto nangitag way si Gabby nga makakuha sponsor. Ikuha siya og WGNA that time.
What's a WGNA?
It's a barko ba kanang sani?
Okay.
WGNA like
okay.
that
barko.
Big,
just to go to Manila.
Yeah. So ang ex-deal pa adto that time was like, sige, we'll sponsor your trip back and forth, but you have to play in the boat sa katong canteen.
No way.
Oh.
So wait. So this boat, WGNA, more it's like a kokalyong boat.
I haven't.
You haven't ridden a kokalyong.
Pero
it's like open.
Super ferry.
Super ferry.
Yeah.
No way.
Kuan ay kanang actually na unsa magani medto na upgraded mi adto after the performance sa canteen kay we were only in a parang
like their common
secondary na aircon pero kuan but gibutang mi sa suite after sa.
So you got your own rooms.
Share gyapon mi.
Yeah, but like kamo na private na more ana.
Yeah, that was with Jeros, ako, this Jeros, Gabby, Lalay, John, ako.
Yeah, so si Jed went na to
the US.
The US. This is so wait. So
hindi ka imagine nga nagtokars lang Gabby sa barko.
So Urbandub played on the boat.
Yeah.
Like Urbandub songs.
No, nag-cover kay di man pwede nga like wala makaila sa, di ba? So wala also they had to play Sublime songs kanang mga Santeria, mga inana kanang mga unsay mga sikat nga nagkuan game.
But that's like a 24-hour ride, di ba?
Yeah, but lang, it's like a specific time slot.
Wow, okay.
So I think they played for an hour or 2-hour set or something like that. Covers,
So this was to go to Manila for that NU 107
okay,
event.
it was so expensive to fly that time,
At the time, flights were really
diba?
expensive.
So the best way to go was, and then I don't know how Gabby got the deal with the boat, but so I was with them kasi the reason why I was with them because my dad doesn't want Lalay to go to Manila without me.
Okay.
So I wasn't the manager. I was just the
You were just
chaperone.
The chaperone.
Okay, so I went there, went with them, and then I was so surprised when the first event happened. It's like, and I remember when we got to Manila, nag-separate pa gani mi og mga place to stay, like mga relatives na mo dito ba. Okay, wala may hotel, wala. Like as in DIY talaga like everything. And then the first event was Monato, like we had like a first event in NU and I was just so surprised at that time kasi we already had our CDs kasi I think Myrene mentioned na mas better if na may CDs ka when you're there. So we made our own CDs. We had to cut it pa while in the boat, had to wrap it, everything.
Yeah.
You know how it is, like the DIY structuring. Yeah. So when we got there,
bird CDs of a computer.
Yeah. So that time we were under Tiki Sound. That time, which is a backyard project studio label. Okay, and then so what happened was the first event that we did was somewhere in Marikina, like I remember, and then like Razorback was playing before us. So I was like, oh my God, are you sure? Like you're putting us there and but there were other bands pa after us. So we were, sabi ko, okay lang na. So I was just being there just to like help with things, because I have a background already with being a roadie then kaya I was a roadie of like the band Roots back in the days when they were when they were signed with Sony kana mas way back pa na. But anyway, so I had that experience, all of a sudden they went on stage and then there was a couple, I think there was 1,000 people there or Yeah, or
Oh
800
wow, huh?
people.
Marikina.
And everyone was sitting down. And then Urbandub went up. As soon as the host like gave his spiels and then introduced the band, all of a sudden the crowd just started standing up. And I was just like, what is happening here? And then,
This is on the first trip to Manila.
yeah. And then the first drop of Come, the crowd started getting wild. And I was like, we don't see these things in Cebu.
Yeah.
So na culture shock ko ba? Like, I was like, oh my God. And then, as soon as the chorus went down, like everyone was singing.
So NU107 in Manila must have been playing it.
Yeah. Because
often.
actually the ones who gave us the tip to actually really go there, and I think Gabi knows this naman, no? Like, I think Ian Safra of Sheila and the Insects and the guys of, sila Sheila and the Insects back in the days, that was Bisoy, Blair, and Benji, and like the parang I think unang batch Sheila went there. They stayed in Manila kasi they were actually the first independent artist who was featured in NU107 Rock Awards. They were
So they were there na when
back. Nag-una gid sila. Sila gid to ang ni suway sa DIY culture nga mo. Puyo didto. And like learn from everything. So when they got back, they were when they were coming back and forth, they were saying, "Uy, ang song Come, sige nagipatukar sa NU." Ana ba? So na taga na tip. But when we actually got the slot because of Myrene, dito nag-start na nakita dyan na mo ang effect.
Yeah, that's when you saw it for real.
Yeah.
It wasn't just somebody telling you, "Hey, people like your song." You saw 800 to 1,000 people.
Yeah. And I was carrying out. we only had what, siguro, if I'm not mistaken, we only had 50 CDs because we never sold any CDs when we were in Cebu. Like an event. Probably sold one to a friend or your parents or something, but it never happened to us when they were here. But then when after that event, people, when Gabi said, you can just buy our CDs, I just saw people running to the backstage and asking, and then that night naubos ng CD in one go, and that's another culture shock for me kasi whoa, nahurot ang 50. Kuwang pa da ito.
In retrospect, more diba, 50 is not a lot.
Muto tawag din ko sa Cebu nga, kung ganun pwede ba nga, magpa-print pa mo diya, padadari, kay, wala, napaman mi 2 more gigs, I think, or something. So, wala na, more, and dito ko kaingon, wow, this is huge. This is actually something else. Pasag ko kasuway, ani ba? In the lifetime na nagsigi kog events to doing San Miguel stuff, and even seeing the bands, this is the first time I actually seen something like this.
Bitaw, so you were doing events for maybe 4 or 5 years na at that point. And then, I can picture what you were probably doing.
I mean, because in Cebu, if for example, I remember when San Miguel brought in Eraserheads na, kami man to'y team adto nga time sa Neo Ground. I remember kung Eraserheads, oh yeah, grabe jud kay Eraserheads man sila, national. But for a band like
the local bands,
going to Manila to get that, di ba mo okay, what's happening?
That's my one of my criticisms of a Cebu audience in general. It seems like you have to leave Cebu and then come back. You get your notoriety, your popularity outside of Cebu ba? And then you come back on it. That's when you get the respect of the local audience, which is, I find, it seems like it. That I don't know.
I don't know if it has changed, but surprisingly, I've been seeing a different structuring in a way now. It's not like how it used to be talaga, no? But even with a group like Mid Nasty, who's currently I'm part of their team as their touring agent.
Yeah.
It used to be like when that kind of artist plays in the locality, they would probably just get a certain amount of people. But here in Cebu, when they played for a show in Holic, they were at least 200 people there who paid.
So they were able to get a crowd and a paying crowd.
Paid, yeah, like around 250 to 350. So it kind of changed in a bit, but siguro what's different, or what I can see is different lang talaga what's similar lang talaga is you have to go to Manila to become a national artist. You know? And
back then
until now, you know, because we can't, it's whether we like it or not, no matter how hard we do it, na parang we make it a point na we become big lang in Cebu. We're just basically I think mailhan lang ka sa Cebu. But if you go to Manila manggod, lahi manggod ang direction pag naana ka dito. And ako sa kadugay na jud nako, no, I mean, how I wish it would have changed. And I know some outfits here in Cebu are trying their best to actually change that whole mindset. It won't change. I don't know, I could be wrong, but siguro slowly, but because maglisod man gud ta og apas sa mindset nila dito, because naam gud ang industry dito. Kasabot ka, like if for example, even just performances. If you're in Manila, if you're performing to a certain crowd, and if you actually live there, you already have the bias of how you're gonna be represented because you know that the crowd is there for you. Diri man gud ang practice nato is how can you compete with that pa? How can you, diba?
It's the Cebu, I mean, I'll say it, like the Cebu audience for music anyway, no, it's difficult. It's like
and it's not only just the Cebuanos who are saying that, huh? Even Manila artist who comes here, maglisod yun.
Yeah, and then I don't know what it is. Like I remember the first time I went to Seguijo, you know, just as a you know, somebody who wanted to watch a gig. There was a band that showed up. Nobody knew who they were. Like, you know, a bunch of kids. Like, they're just playing like rock music. But you could see the people in the audience. They're like, number one, not only were they paying attention, they stood up, they took a video.
Yeah.
You know, and then this was in mid 2000s already.
See?
So, lahi ra gyud, like compared to here where it's not unusual. Well, wait, I will preface it by saying that I haven't really gone to a gig recently, so it could be changing. But let's say 8 years ago, 7 years ago, you go to a gig and then you don't get a sense that the audience cares. In fact, you sometimes get a sense that the audience is judging you na noon.
Yes. Actually, mauna akong na-notice good. But I think there's pros and cons for that, you know, like...
Oh, for sure.
I mean, the beauty of it na inana sad ka critical ang audience is that you better be good at what you do.
True.
You know, like, because if you're just a mediocre artist in Cebu, you're not gonna get anywhere. You know, like, okay lang ka. Like, nagi discussion sa una. I don't know if mao, like, kuan ba ni in a way, mao ba ni ang kanang sakto nga analysis, no? But in Cebu, murag, I notice, walay middle ground. Murag, either you're really good at what you do, and everyone knows you, or you really suck, and everybody knows you suck. You know? Walay ka nang, ay, okay ra na, ang ra, kanang pwede ra na siya. Sa Manila, actually, daghag middle ground. Night times nga, ang banda, okay raman, pero nga no, kuan man kay tong tao. Pero, actually, na-realize na ako now na preference ra gyud na ba? Preference ra gyud na for a Cebuano to watch a certain band in, you know, Manila, baron na sige, bigay na kay sila, grabe na kay sila performance, pero di kayo nindot og tingog ang bokalista. Noon jud ta sa Cebu nga very critical ta na. Now maybe because for some weird reason akong analysis na sad ani is that maybe because the guitar started here. Kay naatay Lapu-Lapu, like mo
really
na
good guitarists here.
And then asa gyud gikan ang acoustic guitar sa Lapu-Lapu. Kay halos everyone knows how to play guitar here.
That's
you know?
true. Like I remember, like when I was a kid, you would look at the band, the very first, at least for me being a musician, the very first person that I would look at would be the guitarist. If murag kibaw ba gyud ni siya or nag.
And second, probably ang analysis sad nako is maybe because kusog kita maminaw foreign.
No, but in Manila they're not like that there.
Yeah, but naaman sa pero naaman sa mga pop nasay population ba nga di sad maminaw ana.
Okay.
Kay mas dako man sila. Imagine ang masa market dito dako biya kayo ha. So mao sa na ako makita nga basig kay diri bisan patuog na kay masa market diri manotice sad gyud nako nga mas maminaw sad gyud ang Bisaya nga masa market og English kaysa maminaw og Tagalog.
Mo ba? Well, I guess that makes sense because
Bisaya man ta, di mo takabaw mo. Di mo diba? So usay mo na like muna akong tanaw but I could be wrong, you know, but mo na akong ma-notice ba. So mo na siya like wait,
let's go back. So we discussed about the Cebu Ajib. No. So you guys were in Marikina, Urbandub played their song, 800 to 1,000 people stood up. Na-shock mo. So what happened next?
So muna to, dito na to na Gabby was saying gani at that time, mo tong time nga, Lex, ikaw lang say manage na mo, bi? Nanabitaw ka diya. Ano ba? Okay. Okay. Ano ba?
So came out just
so
like
wala
that.
So wala formalities. And then, mo to, I had to, kay with power spoons and katong kaning smooth friction o kating glitch. It was really more of like a verbal agreement, like more bitaw what like mo lagi na kay what may industry diri. It wasn't like weird ba kayo ha nga ang original artist na yung manager diri sa Cebu back in the days kaya ang na manager diri is usually ang show band or ang kanang daghag bookings niya. Di ba inana ka daghag bookings sa nang time. So kato na gyud na formalize nga o sige be muna nagtuon ko og unsay unsaon ng contracts unsaon ng
so before the Urbandub managerial opportunity came, no? Because you already had some experience with Glitch, the other bands. You already studying it a little bit. You're trying to figure it out.
Figure it out kay wala man koy idea. Like, it wasn't taught in school or wala ba tay.
So in a way, you probably weren't as prepared as you wanted to be.
Exactly. Like
but you knew you knew more than zero. You weren't starting from zero good.
Na ko'y idea sa events, na ko'y idea sa, you know, pag-handle sa hospitality sa artist, but it wasn't really like how Urbandub was where after pa jud ana bay offeran ba kas mga labels. So, mustorya na jud kag business people. So didto na mi
so right away?
Actually, wala pa to, but after that event, the next time we come back was, I think, we got invited to the NU107 Rock Awards.
Okay, wait. So, the first time you guys went to Manila, you stayed a few days, went back to Cebu.
Went back to Cebu.
Then a few months later, you got invited again to Manila? Okay.
To do the NU107 Rock Awards. Now, I'm not sure if that was 2003, but I remember kasi 2003 the album Influence was out. But I know we were nominated for Song of the Year for Soul Searching. So I can't really remember na kung unsay timeline kay taud-taud na sad to no. But I remember nga mo tong reason nga nag-invite balik ang Urbandub was because of that song Soul Searching. And I remember wala pa mi album jud ana nga time wala pang Influence but the song was already out there. And then moto like didto jud nagsugod nga na serious na si Jeros left the band kay I think that time he was so overwhelmed sad of the situation kay actually fun like ang katawanan nito kasi the next day ay aside sa Marikina ang next day na mga gig was at Freedom Bar. It was a small bar pero kay bawo kang nagpanic jud sila tanan adto like na nervous gid sila atong performance because that was the time na all the music people went there to see who this Urbandub band is.
Okay.
You know,
so
people
the
like
stories of those music execs being in the audience.
Not even music execs, more on the musicians like
the
Rico
musicians.
Blanco. Everyone was there. Like Buddy Sabala was there. Like and you know how it is. Like you only see them on TV. And then sila Gabi, I remember Gabi pa nga was so nervous that he kind of like went to the bathroom and puked ba. You know.
Well, that is understandable for sure.
Yeah. So mo to murag pero nindot to nga experience because bisag ikuyawan sila to nga time murag. And I remember nga ang mga comments gyud ato sa mga banda after the performance niya na gyud sila sa ako nga giunsa man ni Urbandub nga okay raman ang gamit diri sa Freedom Bar, di man kayo inana ka high end or nindot kayo pero ngano ni murag buto man kay pamina pagkatong sila nito car murag ni grabe paminahon ba kuno. Ako di ko kabaw sa technical side but yeah, I remember that nga controlled kay nila ang I think Urbandub is known for that man good.
They really have a good sound. They really know how to
sila ba nga, asa sila mo limit nga ang gitarista dili kinahanglan siya mo'y bida ani or ang drummer di ana ba murag kabaw sila mo balanse. And Jeros at that time was like a really, really good, he's a really good drummer.
Yeah, he was a really good drummer 6 years ago. Yeah, I'm sure he was a really good drummer back then.
So, moto, murag, dito to na kuan. And the next time, moto na overwhelmed. I think Jeros left. And then we were kind of worried at that time kay we got invited to Rock Awards pero wala mi drummer. Yeah, I think moto na suod si Janjan Mendoza sa picture. He was with Glitch before na nawa naman ang Glitch, and then I think Gabi wanted him on the group. So moto nilarga mig Manila tukar mig Rock Awards for the first time, and then it's a huge event kay diba, it's the Rock Awards. Everyone the only Cebu artist who played for that was Sheila and the Insects.
And then also NU107 at that time, I mean now they're not
around anymore.
But at that time, if you were into rock music, you were listening to one station, and it was NU107.
Yeah, sila gyud ang dominant atong nga time. And then the Rock Awards, I remember that story pa nga, like from two aspects of that moment kay naamo ko backstage unya. Syempre na yung mga VIP, all the execs were there, major labels kana. And this person who I know in the scene was my mentor now. Mentor for the time being. Nakahinumdum jud ko ni sulti siya, ni ana siya na ako nga. Yeah, I remember that time pag tukar jud ko no sa Urbandub, soul searching, di ba? Kita kay usually pag sa VIP ko no, tabi-tabi ra na sila diha na ba niya. They really don't mind who's playing unless they know the band.
But they're used to it na.
Yeah, they're used to it na ba kay kapila na, but out of nowhere this new band that they didn't know ni hunong tanan sa VIP nang lingi kinsa man ni sila ana ba so murag mo istorya sa inside nga tanan ko no murag ni hunong jud kuno niya pagtukar paghuman didto na dayon unsay number na ilang manager pakpak nya kahinumdum ko nga akong phone dagkag ring ba major label ganahan mo meet like pwede ba mo meet ani ana.
Oh, and then of course this was at the time when, because now it's still a good idea to be signed to a major label, but it's not required anymore.
Yeah, not required.
I feel, no? But back then, it was a big deal.
It was a big deal back then. But the real cool story that we had that time was so nanay mga meetings sa major. So we still didn't have an album kay soul searching pa man tong time. So but the guys already had actually na mi album di ay. Sorry na mi album kay si Janjan naman ni Tukar ipasabot human na si Jeros.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Nahuman na ding ang
So I know that Jai did some of the songs on the first album.
All the second album, Influence. Kay the first album was Jed the Squidman.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the drummer at that time. So,
second album.
So influenza, humana day si Jeros, like humana day si nakapalik na day mi Kapilas Manila selling our independent album. And then the major labels wanted to buy that album to be part of their catalog as a major artist. So dagan sila, Sony, Warner, iiyag panguyab, iiyag diskarte. And I remember pa before, I don't know if I'm to say this, but sige lang, I remember before, napami-style sa Urbandub before nga, sige, makig-meeting ang major. Asa man ta? Dito tas mahal nga restaurant.
Oh, syempre.
So, sige, asam ta, tungol matag Shangri-La, dito ta sa, mili mig mga hotel or mga kanagkuhan ba, pa-cute ding mga, di ba, mga major, so gasto ko, kaon, lami, kaon ba. And then, when we got back home.
Bro, wait, sorry. Weren't you, so, there was a lot of, didn't you feel a lot of weight on your shoulders being the manager of the band?
Grabe, ba? I mean, I was, to be honest, like, I had to stop all the things that I was doing in Cebu, like from like even like working with like events na kay busy good dyan. And I was also, aside from that, I was also building the brand of Dice and K9 that time. Under Lighter Records, and what happened to them said was huge.
Yeah, they were also exploding.
So it was, the pressure was on me, but at the same time I was happy to take the challenge of actually having two artists in Cebu becoming this under my label, diba? Or under the label that we formed by my friends. So, murag naagid ang pressure, but at the same time murag bitaw ka nang kay hinumdum jud ko sa una ba nga musulti ang mga old school sa kuha ba nga mga in the music industry na lisod na Lex Manila, di na sila diha kay regionalistic pa murag di tadawato na ana man na so na regionalistic makina.
Yeah. Okay. I push back on that all the time kay murag.
That was, pero kusog kina sa una ha. And remember the diba? Remember Metropolitan Basketball Association, MBA?
Yeah.
Grabe big itong away sa regional adto nga time sad.
No, but like let's say basketball, segue basketball. No. Like, sometimes you'll hear people complain about, like, like, dili man ta maka PBA, kay more kuhaan nila taga Manila. But the truth is, if you are undeniable, like, if you are so good, they're not going to, that you, there's a Steve Martin quote, be so good, they can't ignore you. No? If you are so good, then for sure, they're not going to be like, di ko niya mo kay taga Cebu ka. Look at, what's his name? Junmar Fajardo.
Lagi.
He's from Cebu. Yeah. He got into the PBA.
I think sometimes it's really like most na ako manotice sa diri bitaw sa mga artist ba. Sometimes excuse na lang bitaw. Kanang
maybe you just weren't good enough or the sound wasn't there. It wasn't right.
I find it funny because Cebu artists are very critical. But kung sila na gani ang butang sa ilang kugulingon diha, dili sila ka hatagan nga confidence. Naka-notice ka na nga daghang kitag maayong artist, pero pag mayingon na ka nga try out mo sa Manila, mura bitog di bay kay ana ba murag naay mga inana nga artist nga na-notice na ako nga sa una. I don't know now basig lahi na karon, but back in the days mura bitog lisod kay na siya abdon. And that's the reason why ako usa ko sa mga nalipay sa situation na hitabo sa mua kay we really pushed it forward. Because we remember magod looking at Sheila and the Insects that time nga nabuhat jud nila ba sila jud tong nakauna jud nga wa sila label, independent sila, nilarga gid sila didto unya nahimo jud posibilidad. Actually they were the mura bitaw sila mo ni sugod diha unya ni sunod na lang ni tanan bitaw unya muna na nga feel na ko ni work siya kay murag naa na bitaw
they were your
foundation
they were like a blueprint
ba. So, muna, para na ako, murag, it really depends on how you look at Manila. If you look at it nga, murag bitaw siya, sus kay, we don't need that, kay murag, dirigid ta. Okay naman, but don't
use it as an excuse.
Yeah, and don't complain if maura na ang inyong mabdan. Kay, di ba, kay maura man dyan na. Like, how can you make Cebu, like, become a powerhouse of audience kung naara ka diri nga, di ba? Even your friends, kapila ka mang-invite sa ila, they're not gonna go to your gigs the 5th, that 10th time you're gonna play. Di ba kay...
Well, I'll push back a little bit in the sense nga murag, of course, there has to be a movement to try to make a better Cebu audience to educate and everything.
I agree.
Because you can't just ignore it and just say, mo naman na. Di ba?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but I know that recently, as you mentioned, there are groups here doing that. But anyway, so going back.
Yeah, so Mona, like, at that time, the pressure was there, but at the same time, mura bitog, wow, we're really doing this, challenge accepted. And then, muna, nahitabo sa dub, nahitabo sa Dyson K9. But what happened was, from there, it was a time where ang moment ko tong time nga indie all the way ba, independence good, kay independent artist. So, after all the offers sa major, we were like, kay numdum pa ko sa una nga mura bitog, sure ka Lex nga magkuan ta niya. Niana ko kang gabi kang lalay nga di pa man gud ta pwede mo puyo sa Manila good at this time. Like, do you guys want to sign to a major label? And contract based mo na bay. So professionally, kung naka-contract na kanila, you better make sure na the commitments that they ask you, di ba?
Yeah, you have to fulfill those commitments.
Yeah. So mo na murag nakaingon ko nga like dili pa gito, di pa to nga time. So ni agree ra sad sila kay ang naman sa muhunong may sa mga trabaho, di ba, at that time. Ako, I was doing here and there lang a work, dili kayo to serious ba. But yeah, decided to make it like official na di na may sa mag-major. Indie all the way. Muna to.
Was Urbandub indie all the way? Like
no, wait. Muna to
okay,
indie me.
okay,
Then
okay.
after that, so humana ang process sa album, mag-next album na. Dito na din is decide nga, sige, na-build naman nato atong foundation sa Manila, naanam kita'y audience, pwede naman ta bisag kaysa una mo sakay ra man gud mi og mga events sa mga bars.
Okay.
So for example, there was this big production outfit called Admit One nga ipatukar ra mi didto, nya kuyog, nya gate share ana bitaw. Yeah, I just find it na murag sige mig play for other productions and find it na murag wait na may times nga murag kami ra man jud adtuon. Like not to dismiss the fact that there were other bands there, but majority was I as a person who is looking at outside makaingon ko nga pwede na magid mi nga mo gawas na mi sa prods niya maghimo na mi among events. So moto ni try mi ana because we were thinking na if we can actually do it na kami-kami lang, then pwede gapon mi mag-indie. Pero nakita jud ko nga dako naman jud kay gasto bay. Balik kas Manila, balhin ana niya. It wasn't lucrative na ba? Like to a point na why are we doing this? Like, are we doing this to make a statement? Like, yes, at the first part of it. But pag maabot na ka sa point na you wanna do it for the long haul, then you have to really think about how to make money on what you do.
So you guys were going back and forth 2002, 2003, ana?
Ako sa Brian ba?
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay.
Do you have anywhere to be? Kay Mona, just in case ba?
Basig na kay kanang natuan.
No. We'll keep going until...
Alright, sige. I told you, man. I told you 2 hours, man. Part 1 and part 2.
I thought you were joking. I didn't know we could do
like,
this.
Imagine like 20 years, man, and I don't even wapay labot sa akong band years goodbye. So it's been a while na sad. I mean, really old when it comes to this thing.
For me personally, also I like because I really truthfully don't know the story. Like I don't know like when Urbandub went to Manila. So I really want to. I just like hearing these things, so it's fun for me ba. So you guys went to Manila.
Yeah, and then we actually there were a couple of we started getting offers from major labels, and then we decided to work with EMI, and that was that was a sign. EMI, yeah. So we had a contract for 2 years. 2 albums.
So, sorry. So, before you guys got the contract with EMI, you wanted to make sure that Urbandub, that you guys were ready for that contract. So you built an audience
first. Make the foundation first. Kasi, ang problem man God, if the commitment, for example, if we really stay in Manila, because we've tried going back and forth, and it was really a struggle. Especially when we're living in our living conditions there, kasi there are times when we stay for 2 weeks, and then we're living like in a small place. Like we were all sleeping in the floor, like as much as how rockstar it sounds na mag-gig na mo, daghang kayong fans and all that. And then, some would like, hey, where are you going? Can you hang out at your place? We're trying to discourage them to go to our place kasi like they'll see how we look like
the
real deal, and it was crazy. Like it was something na parang it was really it really taught us a lot about how to hustle ba. And actually, mao ginang foundation, made the foundation nako sa learning those things na, manage people. Kasi I'm managing like 4 people, and the emotional setup and like daghan ba na like nabe things nga dili necessarily kita tanan prepared for what's gonna happen. So I have to deal with that. Tapos partly pa, if you think about it, sister pa nako si Lalay. So it was really sometimes nasa hard decision making, bias wise, or even as professional na at the same time you think, kasi like I'm thinking in my head na, uy, basi masukos papa ani. Ano ba? You know what I mean? Okay, Lala is like an only girl.
Yeah, she's your younger sister.
Yeah. So, like even I could say like the pressure was there at that time, but now when I look back, karon unsa na like what I became as far as experience is concerned, dako sa jud tabang sa unsa ang akong foundation now as what I do, like unsa akong gibuhat ba. And
for sure.
And yeah, so when we got to a major label, nausab yun dito jud na
that's when you decided na to move to Manila.
Okay. If we did have that commitments and basing unyag makuan bitaw dili mi kahatag sa among all kung nami sa Cebu. So moto, right? And the labels don't usually give kanang marag like they say nga mura bitaw they'll take care of your place to stay, mga ganon. And sometimes actually mo ni akong tip sa ubang artists. If you're listening out there, sometimes when a major label or even a label or even an investor comes out to you and say na, we'll give this to you, we'll give this advance, we'll give you a house, we'll give you a car. Remember that's all recoupable.
They have to get their investment back.
That's not something that you just get a parang a bonus because you're a really great artist. So you have to remember those things kasi every time there's a business proposition, di gina pwede nga dili na mo profit back.
So the deal with Urbandub was 2 albums.
Yeah, 2 albums.
Like was there? I guess there was an advance. That's all.
There was an advance to just like really makaset up me sa Manila, but it wasn't enough. That's why we had to gig.
Yeah, they weren't giving you a house.
No, of course. How we wish that would be the case, no? So, but no, especially for us na to think at that time, the sound was not something that is when I like don't get me wrong, it's not really bankable to what the Philippine music standard is. You know what I mean? Like kasi sa Philippines, ang manotice na ko is ang musikat jud is ang katong masa nga sound.
Yeah, okay.
But Urbandub was not like that. So it's also a risk from the major labels perspective kasi if they're gonna sign you and then inana jud imong sound, di pa jud ka ganan mausab imong sound kay ganahan jud ka mo stick then the label is actually like sort of like in a way they believe you, but at the same time they won't really do that if you didn't have the leverage in the first place.
They also want to hedge their bets basically, so they don't want to invest.
I'm sure if we didn't have a crowd, I don't think we were gonna be signed, but naaman. And then I think the leverage at namo was because we really started as an independent artist, meaning naanay foundation ba. Some of these, like some misconception mangodusay is like you want to be signed to a label just because you need help on promoting, but really what you're looking at why you need the major label is when you already have a fan and you need to market a bigger audience. Usahay man gud mo sud sa majors thinking na sila mo imubuhat namo ana tanan, but no, I mean I can tell you'll have bigger outputs if you actually know who you are as an artist and try to figure it out first on yourself before actually signing with them.
So the key as an artist is to create their own audience first.
Yes.
Don't rely on the label to get that audience for you.
Yeah.
So it's get your audience when without any label help, without anything, and then if a label does come along, they just help amplify
the whole thing. And that should be how the relationship is. Sometimes mabitaw nang horror stories because kana nga mindset dili man go di-apply sa both. So mag-una ka, you're thinking na the major label just wants to change me, ganun. No. It's because in the first place when you signed to them, you didn't really know what your sound was or what you're supposed to be. Diba? Kay nakit ko madunggan ba nga like kani gisign ana. It's really because you lack research. Maunang na yung mga horror stories ngayon, na. But look at us, like we did our research. We are actually like I can say Urbandub was a good example of a band that didn't really compromise the sound, but got a major label contract. Usually kasi sa una, I remember, and another story is like I remember Urbandub passed the first album sa major labels, rejected. The birth album. Mao man tong reason na nga wasad mini-sign. Because, okay, gi-reject mo ninyo sa una, o kami sa mo reject ninyo ron. So mag-indie sa mi, ano ba? Partly mo na statement supposed to be, but of course, mulang nindot nga, mulang nahimo ming independent, nahimo ming, that time, nahimo ming kanang murabitawg, kanang inspiration to all the independents. Kay imagine a Cebu artist getting that. I sa mga wala kay Bao, Sheila and the Insects did it. But kami to ang katong murag na ilhan sa dili lang musicians ba. Nailhan mi outside of that ba. Kay ang
Sheila and the Insects were critically acclaimed.
Yeah, but musicians band man sad sila. Kami musicians band sad mi. But the thing is naka-touch me og
you were
market
able to get
nga
mainstream success in a way.
And I can say medyo lisod magay kay may katrabaho that time with EMI kay naglisod sad sila in a way kay I remember the first thing that they heard the album na ano nila ang single na to First of Summer. So butang din dito ang pinakakusog nga kanta sa Urbandub ba. And I was one of those people na I told the label no, our first single should be Alert the Armory. Nagstorya mi sa banda ko nga yan ana sila nga pero Lex ganahan sila kung dili bay kay imagine ha gikan betas indie. Unya all of a sudden masign tag major ang first single nato di ba mahimo day mo di ay major label na inana na day nilang single di ba. So my take on it like atong ipagawas ang first single pinakabugat para mo ana din tanan nga
it's still dub
dili ano ba. So actually that became one of the I think best moves we ever did na giuna na mong Alert the Armory. Nianga mo pa yung director sa video pag ito was Lee of Slapshock. So na-adjoy ka ng murag grit ba nga okay, major label na pero boom mao ni ang mong ipagawas na ba. So then second single buto ni hangyo ang may sige okay lang pero pwede kay third man ta ang plano sa First of Summer. Third single ginamo ni napay lain pa. Niya ni hangyo jud ang may nga pwede second single na lang niya. Sige, mo to First of Summer. Pero ang amazing sad nga gibuhat ni Gabi adto was para dili kun ang gibuhat niya to is iyang gi-connect ang duha ka kanta for the video para masabot na daan ba unsay next single ba.
What do you mean?
Kay di ba ang video adto was First of Summer, di ba gipakita to ang video nga connected sa next video katong namatay ang dad sa last part nga nagparty ang mga couple. Ang video adto was there's this couple like they didn't care around the world, they didn't care about everyone driving like having fun, just being like kids, and then the next video you can see the part where those kids were being followed by the dad ay kinangita na day ang papa sa ayang anak unya namatay betong papa paglas kay na aksidente.
Was that by design like before the videos pa?
Si Gabi was the one who came up with that. Like
conceptualized it.
Yeah, conceptualized the concept of the video. And that was one of the I guess makaingon ko nga usasad ka pioneering moves sa nabuhat sa dub nga murag i-connect lagi ang kuan ba. Although nabuhat na gunas gawas good but sa Philippines sa una.
No, but like if you're like a super fan, you'd be like, oh, did you know that this video and this video
yeah. So it was a conversation kuan gina siya piece ba. So muna like so that's basically I think muna the history of us signing to a label, and And I think in total we have 6 albums. 6 albums nakaduha mi sa EMI, then nami duha sa MCA Universal.
So like with so those albums ba those deals ba, like, so they're structured in a way so they handle the labels handle the album sales and the production and then the
everything.
artist gets like royalties. They also get the publishing.
Once you sign to a major label, back in the days magud kay syempre, like I think wala magud mi na orient ba, like like any mo bitaw nang mas ganahan ko sa setup karon nga na internet kay makabaw na bitaw jud ka kung unsay.
And now you can do a quick search.
Yeah, kung unsa jud maayong buhaton, no. So but back in the days wala magud, so when you sign to a major, usually i-appeal jud nimong rights ug ang publishing nimo. But now actually I found out about that recently lang when I was working with Ian Safra under artist ko. When I was with him for a year, that's where I found na dako gid ang matter ang publishing, and you don't need to sign the publishing to the major label. Pwede ra gid na ibuwag. Kay ako nadunggan si Gary V bitaw, nabuwag man niya. Di man siya like ang mechanical rights will be taken care of the label, and then the publishing is taken care by the artist.
Wait, just to clear it out, as how I understand it, so publishing is like, for example, if the artist put a song in a movie or something, no, then the artist gets royalties from, or the movie pays the artist a fee or whatever, no? So if the label is handling the publishing, the label is the one who negotiates that, and then of course gets a chunk of it, and then gives the other chunk also to the artist. So it's possible. So that's what publishing is.
Yes, publishing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mechanical rights.
Mechanical rights is when for example sa publishing, if you get your song on the movie, you can actually have it done by another person, but it's the same song. Kay publishing man ka. So for example, ni cover baron si kaninginani unya, or it was done in a more violin, dili siya pareho. So ang publishing mo magbuot ana. But the mechanical rights is when you use the actual song that was recorded.
Those are different. Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. So like ang mechanical rights muna sa akong pagsabot si Ian Safra would be the best person to talk to about these things, kay siya taod-taod na siya nakabaw siya sa ins and outs sa copyrights, publishing, mga royalties. So muna buwag na ang mechanical rights is actually ang publishing magod like is directed towards the songwriter, singer-songwriter, ang royalties dili sa banda.
Yeah.
Ang mechanical rights mo directed sa banda kung kinsa tong ni-record ana nga sound.
It goes to them because I guess it makes sense. So like I'm not sure in the case of Urbandub it's mostly Gabi.
Supposed to be inana gid untang setup, but Gabi was generous enough to say na gi-share niya upat. So ana ba. But supposed to be in the practice good karon nga nakabaw ko, actually karon naman jud ko, but I remember na I mentioned this to Gabi way back to see if okay ra niya nga kuan nga siya unya ang uban sa mechanical rights, but he said man nga kuan nga tunga. So iyan ang call, but muna ang sakto jud right now dili man sakto, but choice ra maguna nimo kung kuan, but kung ganahan jud ka mo practice sa standards mo gina songwriter.
I think bands have there are I can't think of any, but I'm sure there are numerous examples of bands, and then their chief songwriter sharing those mechanical rights. The publishing rights.
Okay, supposed to be when you start a music, mag-start magina sa melody. Di magina sa imong riff. Kung kinsa to makabutang og lyrics, melody ana, mo to siya ang main songwriter.
Yeah, well, it depends, I think. No, pero yeah.
I mean, sa supposed to be ang practice sa amot mo man sulti ni ayan ako nga murag diha jud magsugod ba. Kisa to makahimo sa melody with lyrics, muna siya ang main chief songwriter. So for example, ako gitarista ko, na ako'y riff pero wala ko hatag og kanta na. Dili na siya necessarily siya ang songwriter. Ang songwriter is katudyong nakahimo og lyrics og melody.
Okay. So, Moto, so that's how Urbandub moved to Manila.
Yeah.
Got started, and then they basically made that a career, diba?
Yeah.
And then eventually you decided to move back to Cebu.
Ako or sila? No, I mean,
or I don't know,
what happened was, aside from Urbandub Magod, I did a lot of things. Actually, a lot of things.
I know, I think I wanna note that I think we're heading to about 2 hours. It's officially the longest podcast I've ever done, and we haven't even talked about Sonic Boom.
Yeah.
Imagine.
That's why, I mean, that's like 20 years of content, man. Like, it's just, but to cut it short, no, like, it's really, what's important for me, like, aside from doing all these things, is actually what is now.
Yeah.
Kasi I won't actually be doing these things that I do now if it wasn't for the foundation I have for even the management, to events, to all the experiences ba. And what I'm trying to do right now is I'm really trying to go back to the industry with a better mindset of how I feel na marabitog mas maayo. Kay sa una man God, when I was doing all these things, it was really ang perspective is really just to succeed because of kanang music nga business ba. Karon man God nga na anak ko family, lahi na bitaw mindset. Marabitog, I cannot make a lot of mistakes anymore. Kay dili na pwede sa una nga, like sa una, if mulos ko og money, okay ra, kay it's really for marketing, ana ba. Karon dili na, it's really like, if I really am experienced, I should know, diba? Kung nakasuway ko ana, I should know where to put my investments ba. Kay nakaagi naman ko sa mistakes, ano bitaw? I know na I can make new mistakes, but di na ko mo decide og things na ma-jeopardize ang akong family situation.
Yeah. So your risk management is probably better because you have all that experience. So, but which brings us to what are you doing now? I think you mentioned in one of your Facebook live shows, like you said, the One Track Mind.
Yeah. So One Track Mind, I started that ngayon, June lang. So I'm still working on my papers for that kasi I wanted to come up with a company that was going like ang plan ako was really to talk to really work with the artist on their weaknesses. Okay, kay karon man God, sa una I used to do management and I take all the pressure of like the business side of it. But nowadays parang murabitawg, I think the artist should learn to know the behind the scenes good ba. Like, it is their responsibility because they are the brand.
Yeah.
So they have to know what the ins and outs of the music business is.
It seems like that's a difference, one of the differences between now and then, because then it was kind of difficult to get things done, so you really needed a whole team. And then now you probably still need a team, but you probably need like a smaller team because there are so many tools that make reaching an audience easier.
Yeah.
So it's really in the responsibility of the artist not to stay to learn their craft and stay relevant and do all these things that they may not want to do, which is like part marketing, branding, whatever.
I'm telling you, there's like a different approach na. If you're the artist who just say na you just want to do this for, like, if you just want to play, that kind of naman ang mindset ana pyramid sa artist na I just want to play, man. Let them handle that. It's not gonna work now. Dili na inana. If you want to be in the music business, you can say na you want to play for fun.
You can play music for sure, but if you want to make it,
if you want to have something happen to you, you have to be conscious about all the back ends of it.
So this agency of yours, kaning One Track Mind, will
really enhance the artist's weaknesses, I think. So for example, with even it really was the encouragement with me with when I was with Karencita, because I saw na yun yung weaknesses niya that time is to actually get connections to media, to like even like to enhance the value of her brand. So same as with now na I'm working with Midnasty, they have a team. That's what's good about them kasi they have a team. They know when to release videos. They know they have social media people, under them. But what they were lacking at that time was to really get into the bigger picture in the national level. Now, again, even if you are a huge artist on YouTube, or a huge, let's say, if you have a huge, what do you call that? If you have a huge following. So
the artist's weaknesses.
Yeah, weaknesses right now. So basically, so what's happening in Mid-Nasty's case, like they talking about national. Yeah, you can be big in YouTube or big in Spotify, and that's good. It's actually a good,
probably a requirement
also right now. But for me, like being in this business for a while, it's really about like handling or creating relationships with people who are in the industry. So for example, even if you're not discovering music on radio or on Mix or in music channels or Mix, MTV, you need to create that relationship so that you can become in the next level artist ba. Kasi yeah, fine, of course, like all the media people from radio to even the music channels to vlogs to magazine will notice you as the artist who got huge on YouTube. But you still have to connect with these media outfit because they're still influencers. Aside from you being huge, like the ones who see you are the only people who like probably know you from that channel. But if you go out of your way to actually go to different radio stations, you probably get new markets from there.
Oh, like expanding. I think one of the keys is you're talking about like expanding an audience.
Because that's really for me, that's really the end goal if you want to go into the music business. If you want to just play for fun, I respect that. You do that as an artist, play for fun. But if you start making yourself like let's say, if you want this to be not even to make money pa, but really put you in a position where corporate companies would take you seriously as an artist, then you have to build on these foundations that are around you, like media, radio, magazines. It's a portfolio building setup,
But speaking of kanang, you mentioned about like making money. It's called the music business.
Yeah.
Diba? So, like in 2018, right now, kanang, what do you think? Is that still something viable?
I believe na there are new markets that are being made as of this point because of the internet and the availability of how you can actually listen to music. Back in the days, you could never think of actually going. I mean, we were brave enough to do that back in the days in my time to actually go to areas to just like do tours, even if we didn't know if we had a crowd there. Kasi we just wanted to see and build that foundation in every city in Philippines, and even going to Singapore to actually, or Malaysia to look for markets, diba? So even if we didn't even know what we're gonna, so the beauty now lang that I notice is that's why I'm creating my company, is that I really wanna build on data analysis on how to attack certain areas in the country ba. Like for example, if I feel na the artist needs to be in Iloilo because their listenership is there, and you can see it on data analysis like Spotify and YouTube and Facebook.
They give you that data?
Yeah.
Spotify.
Yeah.
I know YouTube. You can probably see where
Facebook
the views
then
are coming from.
Spotify
also. Really?
Actually, right now, I notice nga, like most of the, like what we're trying to push for sa mga artists na under my monitoring sa kanta nila is to really promote Spotify more and less na to say follow us on Facebook actually. Kasi si Spotify has more accuracy that I think. Kasi sa Facebook kasi when someone likes, it doesn't necessarily mean they're listening to you.
Yeah, that's true.
But Spotify kasi is very targeted to that,
Right now, for me, like a Facebook like doesn't really mean a lot. No,
Yeah.
it's nice if you have a lot, fine, but it doesn't, like, when you post something, it doesn't even mean that that person is gonna see it.
Yeah.
No, so it doesn't say much to me. So you're saying that the Spotify is much more of it's a much better gauge.
Yeah. As much as I love to really promote, actually, I still haven't researched on it, based in, kasi all the things that we hear, Manggod, outside, like how Spotify works and all, it's not necessarily applicable to the Philippines, eh. So, for example, like right now, I just found out that Apple Music is actually giving bigger in the streaming budget, you know? So, but do we have to promote Apple Music when we know Spotify is bigger here in the Philippines? Yeah, I know, but like, so there's still a lot of things to work on as of this point. That's why I created my sort of like Facebook Live. I don't know if it's called a podcast, but it's a vlogcast or something like that.
Yeah. Do you have a name for that show? I wasn't.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I said Facebook Live show, but I wasn't actually sure what the name of the show was.
If you watch the second episode, I actually said there that I wanted to come up with a cool name for it, but then I realized that parang I just want to be just upfront with what I wanna communicate with the people listening to it or watching it. So the title of the show is The Music Business Hour with Phatboy Lim. So I really don't like the seriousness of it. Nah, it's like the music business hour. It's like I really know what the music business is, but it's the only way kasi if mag-search ka, it would be.
I understand.
Diba?
You want some SEO.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So yeah, as much as I want a cool name, like the hour show or something like that,
It's kind of difficult to pull off.
Yeah. So, unless you're already a celebrity, then you can easily come up with names. And I was really, at first I wasn't sure if I was gonna do it, but then listening to your podcast, I was like, hey, probably I can do it,
Thanks, bye.
Yeah, because I'm really having fun with the conversations you have with this show, and I've always been a fan of podcasts, like ever since, wala pa, since when it was still in an iPod time.
Yeah, I think you said you started listening 2010, Bato or something, and then you're the only person I know who's listened to podcasts longer than I have. Maybe the second person.
Yeah. And it's cool kasi with the podcast setup kasi it's really directed toward a certain topic, eh. So that's like, for example, back in the days I was listening to like music business podcast, and most of it you can't find right away online, and sometimes if you do find it, you have to read it pa. I don't have the time to read kasi, I do give myself time for that, but sometimes when you're listening to a podcast, you're just like, let's say, like you were like washing the dishes, like you're listening, you're driving, you can listen to the podcast, So, that's why I was really inspired to do it. I had a couple of attempts.
I noticed there are some bits and pieces of that
even
online.
when I was in Manila, I had a couple of attempts of doing interviews, but I really didn't see like it being parang this year lang talaga na I have to do it because it really also adds to the promotion of what I do.
Bitaw.
Like for example, I can insert there One Track Mind. It's one way it's one way for me to actually get audience at the same time and referrals, because if I was that person who does the music business anyways, and you're listening to me and probably some success stories there, you probably want to work with me, diba? So it's one way of marketing myself.
Yeah, that's true. Because I think for example, how's the Facebook Live for you?
Yeah, it's really challenging. It's I've been in radio for a while now, but this looking at myself in a camera is quite awkward. Di kay ko anad, but I have this feeling na if I just keep on doing it, everything will be comfortable,
sure.
Because
I have to hand it to you, okay? I don't want to do that. I've thought about it, and yeah,
because even I was so amazed. The first show I did was the introduction of the what I do, what is the concept, why I'm doing the podcast. And I got like some a good reception from people in the scene, and Chris Villarino of which is Pain in the Neck, and he also my client for streaming. He said, because he's a video guy, he's always been like, he's actually, you need to interview him. He's a very, he was one of the first ones to actually start doing music videos for all the artists here back in the days. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Sheila, dagan na siya nabuhat, and it's actually that parang movement called the indie explosion back in the days that really started this whole thing. So music video to siya, and then he told me na Lex, I really like what you're doing, like ano siya suya kay ko ganahan ko like I asked him, yeah, can you help me with, I have this mga ideas, so let's meet kay para like manindot ang imong setup ba kay duol ako no kay Kuska mana ba murag daghang kay siya guan, so like
mga technical stuff,
mga technical
like
ba nila murag sige like that'd be awesome if you could actually help me with that. Kay ang nakita ko nun niya, if we can actually do split screens, for example,
you could do interviews na.
Yeah, interviews na. So what I wanted to do now, man, good kay nanam ko yung mga interviews na scheduled, but what I wanted to do is like ang akong plano was to do the interview through a podcast, through phone call, and then have a separate podcast of just like the interview of that person, like let's say like any personality that I interview in the industry, and then pick out the points lang that are good and put it on the Facebook Live. Mota na akong plano. Kay para for example, kay 1 hour ra ba ang akong show sa live. So for example, sa podcast kung let's say parehan it to 1 hour ta magstorya. So, kung ako na ibutang 1 hour dito, dili na maigo kay 1 hour raman sad ko sa live. So, I was thinking maybe get the highlights of the interview para sad I can redirect them to check out the podcast of that interview. I know. That's it's like confusing.
I actually think you'd just be better off just getting whatever you have on Facebook Live and
just put it on podcast.
Yeah, because for me, as a user, like I'll watch a Facebook Live because
it's live, but
yeah, but
after that, yeah,
because I feel like that the podcast user is a different person. It has a different mindset.
Okay, yeah.
Like the reason why I listen to a podcast, for example, is because I can download it to my phone, and then I can listen to it anytime I want.
Yeah.
And then usually pag I'm listening to it when I'm doing something boring.
Yeah.
Diba?
Right, sakto.
So, but because Facebook Live, you're
you're
there.
Oh. True.
You're on it, good. Like in fact, I told you, like I feel like the strength of Facebook Live is you really interact with the people in the comments. Nga, if they ask you a question,
you can answer right away.
You can answer right away.
Yeah, true.
No?
Yeah. So I'm still at the early stages right now, so I'm really looking forward to more topics to talk about. And the reason why I really wanted to do this is that aside from the fact that I'm marketing what I'm doing, it's really to practice myself in becoming siguro like that I was saying a while ago, always having a hard time in public service, but parang I want to try to go into a point where it becomes
public speaking, not service. Public
service.
Speaking.
Sorry, public speaking. sorry.
That's a different thing.
Public speaking pala. So parang na notice na ako na I'm on my way to like I'm already 42, and then parang what I want to do is maybe try to go forward to just like teaching. So I want to do that like for music marketing or something. So I'm really trying to practice myself talking like
by yourself.
Yeah, by
a prolonged period of time. That's a skill, honestly. That's really a skill.
I still haven't really, if you notice, I'm like kuan sagot from time to time ba. Daghang kay usayop, but like if I start doing it, like I remember before I made a lot of mistakes in what I do in management, but if you just keep doing it, I really see myself by age 45 and up siguro na I'd be like in a classroom setting and like really teaching or like really doing some workshops for for kids who are interested in the music business. So muna ako nakita ba. So mao nang karon, like, well, it's still far, and that is another vision that I have na might become real when I work harder on that.
Okay, like going back to your lighter press, your neo ground. I mean, those are even you're managing like glitch, power spoon, smooth friction. Those all helped you. Those were all like investments that cashed in 2 years later, 3 years later. No? So
Mona, like that's really what the idea is right now. And in fact, there's a couple of I've been talking to some schools actually. I can't mention pa who they are, but like na yung mga interested na maybe to make that like a classroom setup mana ba. But yeah, it will start with this one, like talk to and I've been getting a good reception from different people, and the cool thing is I can actually bring industry friends to talk about these things.
Oh, that one is I think that's one of your
strengths.
Yeah, one of the values that you can bring to that show. Okay, there are people nga murag the general public may not know.
Yes. So,
but
like even as simple as like publishing. If you want to talk about publishing, interview Ayan Safra and then talk about like, like these are the things like, or in situations like how to present yourself on Spotify and like how to get to the playlist. There's a lot of ins and outs to that. And, there might be, the thing is it's already out there on the internet, but I wanted it to be applicable to the Philippine setting eh. Kasi like, they can tell you about the ins and outs, pero it's not the same if you're here. And what I've seen na for the past 20 years, So, mas lahi jud ang, that's why I want to put it out there para, at the same time, maka-learn sa go. Kay, exciting times jud karon for me sa music. Some are saying na murag, lahi na, some are complaining about the scene, but, you know what, like, if you really just research and do your homework, there's a lot of opportunities out there, and you can actually make money with what you have sa music.
So Lex, I'm pretty sure we're 2 hours something, and we will have to stop sometime.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I hope like
we should do another one definitely.
Actually, what I want to do though, like maybe in the like when did you start?
This
show?
podcast?
Yeah.
I think the first episode came out end of Feb or early March.
This is your, how many episodes do you have already?
As of today,
yeah.
I think 17, 18, something like that.
Maybe one of these days, if you get to a certain number, like say 50th episode, I'll interview you. Yeah. That would be a cool concept.
Oh yeah, we'll see.
Actually, like people would know your side of the story. Like how you started. Because I'm sure by then, 50 episodes, you probably have a lot of stories to tell.
Well, 50 episodes is... How many weeks are there in a year? 54? It's like a year.
Yeah. So, that would be nice to, like... Anyways.
I'll let you know. I might put you up on that. Sige, bye. Is there anything we missed that you want to talk about lang?
Actually, I think we covered a lot, but just wanted to put it out there that I do have a Facebook page, official Facebook page called Fats Entertainment. That's facebook.com/Fats Entertainment.
PHAT.
Yeah, like it's the reference is That's Entertainment. I don't know if you kids know what my reference is, but to all the 80s people, late 80s, they would know what That's Entertainment is.
It's familiar to me, at least.
Yeah.
Familiar lang.
It's a show by Kuya Germs back in the days with all these stars. So it's Fats Entertainment. That's PHATS Entertainment. And then all the things that I do is there. Like from booking events, I show mga things I booked. I like events that I did, like I'm doing. And then
your Facebook Live is hosted there also, right?
Yeah, the Facebook Live is hosted there. And from time to time, I'm actually going to put some stories from my sort of like throwbacks. Because I have pictures of like, let's say the first Sonic Boom event, mga ganon. So it's really going to be like, sort of like a an archive documentation for that page. Para they'll know it'll be nice to see like pictures from the past, diba? So I
Yeah,
have a
make
lot
sure
of
to
that.
include the Fats Entertainment Facebook page on the show notes of the podcast.
All right. So basically that's it. And then the One Track Mind, that's what I'm doing.
Does One Track Mind have an online entity or wala
right
pa?
now, wala pa. It's just a hashtag for now.
Okay.
Until I get my papers right, then that's the time na I'll
So
put it up.
anything Alex Lim related, Fats Entertainment on Facebook.com.
Yeah. And then on Instagram, I'm at Fats Entertainment. I separated na my personal Instagram, so if you want to just go to at Fats Entertainment on Instagram. And yeah, just want to invite everyone to listen to my radio show on Magic 92.3 Cebu. It's like local vocal radio. It's every Sunday 6 to 9 p.m. Yeah. Huh? What? Sorry. Okay. So it's that's what I'm doing. Local vocal radio every Sunday 6 to 9 p.m. On Magic, and then you can listen to us on air. You can listen to us online at the www.magicnationwide.ph, and then you just have to click on the 92.3 icon.
That's like a live stream.
Yeah, live stream.
Okay.
So
your show's like every Sunday?
Sunday, 6
every
to 9
Sunday,
p.m.
6 to 9.
And lastly, I want to just promote Clubholic Live and Billiards. I'm doing the events programming there for bands. So every Friday and Saturday we have events from different bands, local bands. Tomorrow we're gonna have the I don't know if they
well, yeah,
no,
for sure.
they can't.
But yeah, tomorrow's strap. It's skateboarding
yeah,
day
by now,
tomorrow,
after you listen to this, it's probably done.
Maybe
but
Strap will release it online.
Yeah, we're doing also something on Saturday for the Beat This live assembly. It's a 1-year anniversary for Beat This.
When?
It's been on Saturday, June
Saturday.
23. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
June 23. So it's probably be done by the time this is out. But
for sure.
at least people know about that venue. You got to check it out. The venue is very open to local artists. We just have to talk about details. Just email.
Yeah, I noticed Clubholic has a lot of you look online, but all these events come up.
Yeah.
And a lot of good music events seem to be popping out there.
Yeah. Because I think it's one of the newest venue right now. And also, if you have topics to talk about the music business, if you want free consultation, the only way to do it is probably just go to the Facebook Live shows that I have, which happens every Tuesday, by the way. Tuesday.
You're committing to that every Tuesday at 9?
I will try my best to because I have to really I don't know this. I thought the same thing with the Beat This. I thought na I can't have I'm mawadan ko content, but apparently there's just a lot of things to talk about.
I don't think you'll run out of content. I'm more like Tuesdays at 9 is a commitment. That's you get what I'm saying?
Well, I'll just say season 1. Diba? Para naikuan ba? Season 1 of the Music Business Hour with Phatboy Lim. That's every Tuesday, 9 p.m. to 10. Okay. I think that's it.
Thank you, bye.
Thank you for the really long time, man.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed.
Yeah. Really, it's an honor to be part of your show, man.
Thank you, no way.
Yeah.
You have no idea. It's so much fun just listening to the stories, man.
Yeah. So thank you again. So yeah, bye.
All right. I hope you enjoyed that episode, that conversation with Alex Phatboy Lim. Yeah, so you can see what it was like in the early 2000s, just talking to him, and he also talks about what it is like in music today in the past 2 episodes. So if you're a musician, just keep grinding, just do what you love, just keep making music. People like me, listeners like me, I love hearing new music that comes out from our shores. Yeah, so if you enjoyed that episode, I hope you give us a rating on iTunes. Share this episode on social media. There's a link somewhere on your podcast app, or I don't know, maybe you can even just put a screen grab and share it on your IG story, whatever. It helps us get more listeners and allows us to continue doing this indefinitely. So that's a big help. And also, if you want to hear more from me, I have a newsletter that's emailed every Monday. It's called Monday Musings. You just go to 032.com/Monday. That's 032 in letters. ZEROTHREETWO.com/Monday. And then you can subscribe to the newsletter. Basically, I have like a little note of what's happening that week for me, and cool videos or articles or photos that I found interesting and that I share. It seems like people like the newsletter as well. So if you like receiving stuff in your email, go ahead and subscribe. So the music from this podcast is Piano March by Audionautics. So that's it. I'll see you next Tuesday. Another episode, another interesting, creative person in the books, and another one on the way. See you next Tuesday. Bye.